and welcome to today's YouTube video. Can I just start off with saying, like, I feel like I should just get an award for my patience on this video. My own patience, I'm only saying it. You guys know what a big follower of Tati Westbrook I am, Glam Life Guru. I absolutely love her videos and her aesthetic and what she stands for, and in a very weird but calming sense, a lot of you have told me how much I am like her from a content creator's point of view, and I always take that as a huge compliment. I'm very humbled, so thank you for that. She launched Tati Beauty last year, and you've already hopefully seen my video where I'm featuring her textured neutrals eyeshadow palette. Apart from that, I'm sure you guys have seen me using that palette in a couple of other YouTube videos as well as some of my Instagram content. If you are new here and don't follow me on Instagram, this is where I'm going to plug in and remind you to please go follow me on Instagram, because I'm very active on both YouTube as well as Instagram, but like with stories and stuff, a lot of stuff goes up there in real time. So with her second launch, Tati Westbrook launched Blendiful. Blendiful is a innovative new technology with cloth that she's built from scratch that are sort of like makeup sponges, but they're not sponges. They're like makeup applicators. I don't want to compare them with anything because this is a new technology, and I ordered this the day it launched. It reached me in about 2 weeks time. I paid for this, did not receive this in PR. Hopefully there will be a day when I will be on Tati Westbrook's PR, but I'm not there just yet. But I'll tell you this, where as of today when I'm filming this video, it is the 3rd of March. I received this, I think first week Feb or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, I'll have to double check as well. But I've been traveling and there was fashion week and I had really like a bunch of my close friends get married back to back, and I said I refuse to open these babies and not do a first impressions of it, because like that would just not feel right. Also, I did not just buy one, I bought 2 packets. This one is open, you'll know why in just a second. I bought 2 sets of these. Like I said, I paid for these, did not receive them in PR. I've seen a whole bunch of reviews of the Blendiful on YouTube, in the world of the internet. I'm gonna be fair and honest and say I was already sort of convinced this is gonna be a really great product. Major spoiler alert for you, sorry. But it's just one of those things where you have faith in a content creator to come up with something that is truly really great, and I went ahead and bought 2 instead of 1. So keeping that in mind, I wanted to film the first time I used it, just to be sure that okay, this was my first experience with it. I believe, and I've seen some of it online where there have been some really mixed takes on how the product gets perceived first, like in the first impressions, which made me all the more sure that I wanted to film the first time I use it. So I actually traveled with this. I'm giving you like a full story time, huh? So I traveled with this baby to Goa, but I didn't end up using it there because I didn't have the time to film. And like I said, I just wanted to make sure I was filming this when I used it for the first time. And finally today, that day has come. So I'm gonna take you through my first impressions, my usage of the Tati Beauty Blendiful. So first things first, the biggest claim of the Tati Beauty Blendiful is that it has no harsh lines, which is exactly what it says on the packaging. It also has Tati's signature Exos Tati, which she has on her Tati Beauty products as well as the Halo products. You guys know I've tried some of the Halo products as well. I absolutely love the fact that this is an affordable product and comes with 2 little sponges inside. 1 big sponge and 1 little sponge actually. The big one is as big as my palm. Considering I saw so many videos talking about how big it is, I was expecting for it to be even bigger, but by itself I think it was pretty big. It definitely did not have any comparison with my face per se, because I saw a lot of YouTubers doing that, which did not make sense to me when I saw the actual size of the Blendiful. But it's cloth, it's really nice and soft. There's another smaller one in there, which is a heart-shaped baby, which is a little bit harder. The big size Blendiful is definitely a lot softer and bendier, as you'll see through the course of this video. Now, I know that this is a product you can actually do a full face of makeup with. How do I say? I love my brushes. I have been using beauty blenders for a while for that full, you know, kind of no streaks, sort of like a soft skin finish. But at the same time, I love my brushes when it comes to a contour, when it comes to a blush, when it comes to a highlighter. But I was keen on trying out the Tati Beauty Blendiful. You will see my genuine honest review on what I think the shortcomings of it also are. So let's dive into the application of my makeup with the help of the Blendiful. I started out with using one of the corners to apply my primer on the face. The Color Bar primer is really easy to apply. It gives you that soft, smooth finish. And I found that the application of the primer was really easy. It went all over my face rather easily. And what I really liked was that the product didn't get soaked into the Blendiful. It sort of stayed on the surface level, which helped make sure that my product wasn't getting wasted. In fact, I felt like the product distribution on my face was a lot more effective than a beauty blender. I don't want to compare it with a brush because I just think that the benchmarks are completely different. So my go-to comparison for this is definitely only going to stick with sponges or beauty blenders. Next up, for the foundation. Now this was the true test of what I was looking forward to, because for me, if it can really give me that no harsh lines finish for the foundation and the concealer, I would be happy. This is something that I'm really looking to use more for the base than anything else. I started out using the Lakme 95 Primer Matte Foundation. You guys have seen me review this in great detail on my channel. I will link that video in for you guys. I applied a little bit of the product across my face and then just started using one of the corners of the Blendiful to just go ahead and sort of like brush it out, blend it in. I instantly felt like the product was getting blended in almost. It looked like it was being soaked into my skin almost really easily, which was instantly really impressive. I went over from one cheek to the other really quickly. It took me a record time to give me that kind of finish that I wanted. The whole no streaks, no harsh lines, I can understand why that is such a huge USP of this product. It's because it was just really easy to give my face that smooth skin finish. And my assistant was sitting next to me while I was filming this video with Dhwani. You guys may have seen her on my stories. She and I kept sort of like discussing while I was filming that part of the video. It almost looked like I was wearing a cream on my face instead of a foundation, simply because it gave me that skin finish, that very, you know, sort of flawless finish, which I really appreciate. But I felt like the true test would be how it does with the concealer. The concealer I was using was the Jeffree Star concealer. It is one of my go-to concealers. I believe like it's a concealer that performs really well, but because it has that slightly brightening quality, the foundation always needs to be beautifully blended in with this concealer. Otherwise my under eyes would just look white and ghosted out almost. And I feel like once again the Blendiful kind of did it really quick and surprisingly. So I applied the concealer and literally within 3 to 4 pats on my right eye, my concealer was completely blended out. And I was kind of surprised. I was like, wait, did I not put enough product? Was I not sure? So I blended both sides of my eyes out and went back and added more product just to see whether it gets cakey, just to see whether it blends in just as beautifully and gives me the kind of lift I want. And it really truly did. Now those of you who are long-time followers of mine will know that I used to use only brushes for my foundation and concealer before I moved over to the beauty blender. Now I shuffle between the two, but basically my biggest problem is that I don't like to touch any product directly. That's my go-to kind of like problem that I'm always looking for a solution to. So if I don't have to touch the beauty blender that gets used on both sides and invariably you have to go wash your hands somewhere in the middle, I'm a happy girl. And I feel like the Blendiful did exactly that, because you don't have to hold the side where you're doing the application from. You just pump your hand at the back and just kind of keep dabbing. One of the things I will for sure point out to you is, so for example, I used it for the primer. So one corner was gone. I used it for the foundation. The second corner was gone. Then I used the third corner for the concealer. Now for the powder, I used not a corner, I had to fold up the Blendiful, which is great because it's bendy, and I went ahead and used the Fit Me Loose powder to kind of set it into my under eyes. I chose the Fit Me deliberately for this. At the moment, my go-to loose powder is the Fenty one, but the reason I chose the Fit Me is because the Fit Me has slightly bigger, slightly less finer powder when you compare it with the Fenty. The Fenty is really fine milled powder. So It's just something I wanted to see how the Blendiful would pick up on and blend. Would it leave it looking cakey? Because I can never use a brush with the Fit Me. So I felt like this would be sort of like the true test of it from the powder point of view, and it just blended in really, really well. So now from 3 corners, I had 3 corners used up, and I had sort of made 1 extra with a little bit of bending. I had 2 more left. I'm not sure how or why. As people out there, creators, I know that even Tati has said that you can actually do a full face of makeup with it, but I feel like if I can just do my base with it, that in itself is a huge deal for me. However, I did try to go 1 step further. I used my Smashbox contour powder and went ahead and contoured my face with it. I have to say, this is what truly really impressed me, because I applied the powder there and then went into the blending, and it really gave me like a brush-like finish, which was really impressive. I felt like I was not struggling, but sort of struggling into like bending another corner. Not that there was lack of space, just the idea of having to bend and build another corner was a bit much. So eventually for the blush and highlighter, I just went into my brushes. Again, this is just because I like my brushes. I don't have a problem with my brushes. The problem I have is with regular sponges and beauty blenders and stuff like that. So I felt like my personal problem, so to speak, was solved. But that is what my experience for the first time using this product was. It did the job really well, and I felt like this is something I'm definitely going to go back to. I have the teeny tiny little heart over here, which is something I'm probably going to keep in my purse for like touch-ups. The one I have in my purse right now for touch-ups on the go is the Laura Mercier one that I got with the travel size loose powder. But I feel like it's a really cute little heart, and again, because it has 1, 2 and 3 points, I could use it for different parts of my face. Those are some of my first thoughts. If you ask me in one go, is the Tati Beauty Blendiful Aanam approved? I would for sure say it is Aanam approved, because applying it was really easy. Of course, being in India, getting access to it is going to be a problem. When I put up an Instagram story talking about how I got my hands on it, a lot of you DM'd me asking whether I had to pay customs, asking about shipping. So both during the textured neutrals as well as the Blendiful, nobody reached out to me for customs, nothing. It just reached my house straight away. I wasn't asked for anything. But I will go and make an added point over here and say that the import rules with the new budget have changed after I received the Blendiful. So I would be a little extra alert on that front, because they might ask you to pay customs. I guess I just kind of like, because of the time or whatever, I just kind of got lucky in a certain sense, where I missed the time frame where they were asking for customs on stuff like this, and now they do. I'm not exactly sure on the law front of it, so please do a double check. But yeah, those are my first thoughts. Really easy to use, clearly really affordable. If you're like me and don't want to get product on your hands, this is a really great product to have. I've already sort of put it in for a wash. You can hand wash it, or you can put it like in a sock and throw it into a washing machine. You have a few basic instructions on the packaging itself that tell you how to go about cleaning your Blendiful. If you have any add-on questions, please let me know what they are down below in the comment section, and keep your video requests coming, because I'm always reading and I'm here to give you more info as and when I can. I'm always trying to make sure that my videos are as entertaining or informative, as educative as possible, making sure you guys have something to genuinely take away from these videos. So glad I ordered 2 of these and not just 1, so I can use this one while that one gets washed or dried out or whatever. But yeah, don't forget to hit the like button and turn that bell notification on for as and when I upload more videos. I upload videos, quite a few of them, every single week. So keep coming back for more. See you guys in the next one. Bye!